by request of Schmooman, we will be taking a look at Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Venom, or Venin if you're following the box, but I'm calling him Venom. Bite me. Accessories! Okay, so Venom, or Venin, I'm gonna make that joke a lot. The box name sucks. If you didn't know, basically, this is one of the deluxe Insecticons, which were Insecticons that I don't believe, let me zoom out, sorry about that, were released in the US. They were only released in European countries, in G1, and they were like more colorful, but also more complex Insecticons. It was Barrage, Chop Shop, Runamuck, or Ransack, sorry, and Venom. And Venom was spelled just like the Marvel character, so they couldn't use that name anymore when he came around to getting a new toy. So they went with Venom with an E instead of the O in Venom. And then for this one, instead of going with Venem, they went with Venin, or Venin, which sucks. It's so weird to say, Venin. So it's Venom. But sorry about that rant. He does include a couple of accessories, nothing too crazy. But as you'll see in the photos, they do help him pose, which might surprise you because he looks kind of, I'm just going to be honest, bad here. We'll get into his vibe a bit more, probably during the articulation segment. But he includes this little axe accessory that he can hold in his hand. It's just 5mm, and it looks just okay. And he includes this gun that he can also hold, but the basic gun does have a port, and you can combine the two accessories to form a nicer axe piece. This is what I usually use. The barrel of the gun is 5mm, so it slides right into his hand. And then what I especially like to do is, because I like the look where like the weapon has transformed out of their arm or whatever, I like to fold his hand in, and now he's got an axe for an arm. I think that looks cool. So you'll see this in some of the photos throughout the video. But yeah, that's about it for his accessories. Articulation! So I know this is the articulation segment, but I wanted to acknowledge kind of this figure's overall feel. He's awesome. I love this figure. He looks bad. He looks ugly. I'm just going to say it. The colors are not amazing, and these wing pieces are so ugly. Until you put him in the sky. And then he looks awesome. So a lot of these poses you'll see throughout this video are on flight stands, just because he looks better on a flight stand, in my opinion. But articulation, his head is pretty interesting, actually. So it's on a swivel, so you can rotate it. But the swivel's on kind of an odd axis. And then it's on a double hinge. So you can get him to look down and up by utilizing the double hinge. And if you don't like this little antenna piece, you can also fold it down for a bit more of a slicked back look. His arms, they're pretty standard. You get the rotation at the shoulder. You get this far out and in because of the wing. If you move it up, you get all the way in. Single mushroom bicep swivel all the way around. 90 degrees at the elbow. And no wrist. He does, however, have a waist. Legs can kick forward. They can kick back. They can kick out. There's a double mushroom peg thigh rotation. There is pretty much all the way at the knee. There is slight rocker at the foot, ankle joint, and you can point the toe if you'd like. And then with his kibble, the wings, they can rotate out front and swivel up and down. And these back legs, they're all on ball joints, so you can move them however you like to. This is just the configuration I like. Comparisons! Here we have Venom next to Legacy Kickback, Legacy Evolution Shrapnel, Legacy Evolution Bombshell, Legacy United Barrage, and Legacy United Chop Shop. Transformation! So now, despite what you may think, since most of the Insecticons are pretty identical, with their conversions. Venom actually has a unique transformation, which I like quite a bit, just because I like this figure quite a bit. So to transform Venom, we're going to start, I like to extend the head first, and then flip around the wings. And then flip up the back legs to get them out of the way. And now we're going to do the robot legs. So you're going to rotate them inwards, and then you're going to fold up the feet. You're going to open the ankles. Then you're going to come in, and there's got these little gap fillers in the leg. You're going to flip it up first, and then bend the knee. And that allows you to curl the knee completely around his body. So you just kind of get it in there, and we're going to do the same thing on this leg. So we're going to straighten out that gap filler, collapse the entire knee. Then the two legs will tab together. And then coming to the back, we're going to close down the feet, and they will latch together. Then we can work on his, bring the wings down. That's where they'll end up anyways. We're going to work on his arms. So you're going to want to configure the arms like so, just kind of straight out, and then rotate at the bicep. You're going to want to bend up at the elbow, and then collapse the elbow into the arm, like so. So you're going to bend like this, and the elbow will collapse into the arms. Then you're going to fold up his hands, which is why they don't have wrists. Then you're going to bring the arm joint, and you're going to push that whole thing into his torso on both sides. And then you can bring the arms down and fit them around the leg, and they'll make up kind of the sides of the bug, like so. Now we're going to go with his insect legs. These bottom legs will actually rest on the ankles, which kind of gives you a guide to line up just the rest of the legs however you see fit. I like this configuration the best, where it feels the most symmetrical. And then finally, take the robot mode head, you're going to bring it down, it will tab into the arms, and then you bring up the antenna, and you've got yourself a little cicada. More comparisons! Here we have Venom next to Legacy Kickback, Legacy Evolution Shrapnel, Legacy Evolution Bombshell, Legacy United Barrage, and Legacy United Chop Shop. Conclusion! To me, this figure, if it's a pickup or a skip, really depends on what you want in a figure. If you want a more posable G1 styled figure, I'd say pick this figure up. He's perfect for that. If you want an Insecticon to complete them, I'd say pick this figure up. But if neither of those, or the color scheme, or just the stock straight pose don't appeal to you, I'd say skip this. Especially with the price raises next year, you might want to save your money for something you want more. But if you are into this design, kind of like I am, I'd say pick this up, and he is a fun figure. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you pick him up. Video. If you watched this whole video, you probably enjoyed the video, so you should show that by liking the video. I don't have comments yet for some reason, but when I do have comments, comment down below, and subscribe for more Transformers reviews. I have a review every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and a short every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you're interested, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in my next video.